Hello Nut Nation, welcome back to another video. I want to start this one off by quickly mentioning something that I've been noticing a lot lately, and that is the prevalence of team archetypes and Hoyo just really selling it to us very obviously. The best example is Firefly with the Ruanmei rerun happening at the same time, and at the same time, the Memory of Chaos 3 Fire Week elites, which are literally perfect for Firefly's playground, was like 2 or 3 times in a row or something like that. Crazy. Apocalyptic Shadow as well, with the whole nature of it being breaking the enemies, and then you do a bunch of damage. The reason I bring that up is because, well, Robin is being rerun with the introduction of Feixiao. And if you don't know, Feixiao is a character that benefits a lot from multiple actions, so especially follow-up attack units. And guess who's the best support for follow-up attack units? That's Robin. And also Robin action advances the whole team, so it's just amazingly great for any Feixiao team or just any team in general. She's a great support. Robin also is if not the top option for damage over time DOT teams, which we'll talk about more later, since we're seeing a triple rerun system now with Black Swan, Kafka, Robin, and a new character Feixiao, making it 4 characters to choose to pull from. So it can be very tempting and also very disorientating, decision paralysis kind of thing. But we'll talk more about that later, because I do have some thoughts about this and almost the future of the game. But for now, I'll just say that yes, I'm pulling Feixiao and I'm pulling Robin because it's almost like both of them being there makes it even more tempting. If Robin was reran in the future and it's just Feixiao right now, I feel like I would be less tempted, because the thing with me is I like to invest a lot into my units. I like vertical investment playstyle. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about Feixiao. The main reason I'm pulling her is because I really like her. I think her design is sick, especially her animations. Oh my goodness, that ultimate. And the fact that she just pounds the enemies repeatedly and finishes off with like a final blow with her bare fist this time. Oh my goodness. Feixiao is just her. But that's very subjective. As for my more objective opinions on why I'm getting her, that has to do more with like how I built my account. First of all, she gives me wind elemental coverage. As someone who only has Jingliu and Acheron as my 2 limited main DPSs, this is very much appreciated. Although it's not really needed, since characters like Acheron just brute force enemy weakness, and also in Feixiao herself, her ult deals damage regardless of enemy weakness types. Toughness damage, that is, and that is pretty insane. Seems like a lot of these new hyper carry characters have this sort of feature. Speaking of Acheron and Feixiao, they are similar in the sense as well that they are both almost drivers, I don't know how to put it, of their teams. They benefit from building teams a certain way. Acheron with stacking Nihility and Feixiao with stacking follow-up attack characters. Another reason why Feixiao is good for my account is because she's a more single target focused unit. She's a Hun unit after all, and my first limited Hun unit outside Doctor Ratio. So now I would have good AoE with Acheron, good damage against 2 or 3 enemies with Jingliu, and amazing single target with Feixiao. Well, that's just in theory, because Acheron works great against single target as well, seeing how high her multipliers are. And I also assume that Feixiao can do pretty decently in AoE content because of the amount of follow-up attacks that she triggers. I've even seen some people max score Pure Fiction with her. So maybe not the ideal, but with enough investment and the correct team building, a lot of things are possible. So yeah, once again, in theory, she's good against single target, especially. Not to say that she can't be good anywhere else. Also, this is not something I really focus on, but I think I would just say it regardless. She's definitely going to be a strong unit. I haven't tested her and played her yet myself, but from hearing things, and even before all the reviews of the character came out, I knew she was going to be a strong unit. I think most people saw it coming because she has plot armor. In the sense that, if you notice by now, Hoyoverse likes to release a new OP changes everything, strong DPS unit once every 3 or 4 months or so. And, the last one has been Firefly, so here we are with Feixiao. And seeing her kit being this overloaded, usually the more overloaded a kit, the stronger the character is. And I guess I'm in luck that a lot of the more mature feeling strong women in the game that are limited 5-star DPSs turn out to be very, very strong. Just look Jingliu Acheron, right? Now let's move on to Robin, which yes, I have skipped before and even made a video about it. But the circumstances right now are very different because Robin is in Feixiao's best team. And as a vertical investor, I think the very bare minimum is to get a character's best team for them. Because with vertical investment, you think about signature light cones, eidolons, and stuff like that. So just getting the best in slot setup for them is non-negotiable, right? Especially if you're talking about stacking all of these things on top of it. It would feel kind of counterproductive to not already have the base best. So with that said, that's my very solid reason to get Robin. Not to say that there aren't good reasons outside that for me to get Robin as well. I think TLDR, she's just that universal of a character alongside Runmei that she can basically benefit any account. And mine is not an exception. I could use her in pure fiction and wherever she's needed, but she'll mostly be married to Feixiao. In the past, I was playing Jingliu teams and my Jingliu was happy with Bronya and also Acheron teams. And Acheron is happy with a triple nihility setup. I wasn't really trying to go for the quid pro quo Gallagher Robin setup with Acheron or anything like that. So yeah, I finally have a reason to get Robin and I will get Robin. Oh, and quickly, in terms of the level of investment, I'm thinking E0 S1 Feixiao. I might consider E1 depending on how my pulls go or how much I just like her in general. And for Robin, I'm considering E1 S0, potentially S1. I don't know how significant the energy recharge of the light cone feels for her in a practical gameplay circumstances. So I'll play around with her a bit and then decide. What I like to do, especially considering pulling light cones and eidolons, is to just first play the character and then take it from there. There's no pressure to pull everything day one. The banners last for 3 weeks and it's okay to fully take advantage of that. Now let's talk about Kafka, Black Swan, and the future. So you know how we talked about starter kits at the start of the video? You have the premium follow-up attack starter kit, and then you have the premium DOT unit starter kit right now as well. Okay, it's a bit interesting because one is clearly favored over the other. It's clearly going to be a follow-up attack meta, if that's the best term, because, well, Feixiao is a new unit, and there's no way they are centering the meta around the rerun units. Not to say that DOT is trash and can't clear. However, it's quite funny and a bit unsettling in a sense. It makes me a bit skeptical to see DOT literally reran at a time where there is obviously a correct choice for meta, right? If you're pulling Robin, you rather just pull Feixiao and use a free Mose that you can get from pulling her banner as a 4-star and just make a really good follow-up attack team comp already. Instead of having to invest on Kafka, Black Swan, and Robin to just do okay damage in today's day and age. Never know, there may be a DOT resurgence in the future. I'm not saying that there won't be. However, I don't think it'll be soon because Hoyo will rerun the characters for the current meta when the meta arrives. And seeing as how they like to space out reruns, having a Black Swan Kafka rerun right now means that it won't be rerun in the near future. So unless DOT gets reinvented with new units, which I doubt, there won't be a DOT meta for a foreseeable future. And as someone who really wanted to get into DOT myself, I think I'll have to wait a bit longer. I mean, I still could, but it's just unfortunate that I like Feixiao that much and unfortunate that my resources have spread a bit thin with Feixiao, potentially pulling Lingsha as well, and then getting Robin. So DOT enjoyers, we will have to wait a bit longer. Before we end, I'd like to quickly talk about next patch as well. If you've been following Honkai Star Rail Twitter, you know that only one character has been drip marketed for update 2.6, which is unprecedented. It has never happened before in the history of Honkai Star Rail. And that means that there's probably going to be at least 3 reruns throughout the whole patch. 1 for the first half with Rappa and then 2 on the second half. Or even more, seeing as they do this triple rerun thing now, I wouldn't be surprised if they do 5 reruns or 6 reruns, right? Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Because I feel like Hoyo is slowing down. Let the characters and teams who have breathe a bit and just let's live with that for a while. And at the same time, since we're nearing the end of the 2 point whatever updates, right? I think 2.8 will be the last. Give us players time to consolidate and just pull units that we haven't pulled in the past and solidify our existing teams. Does that mean there will be a wild meta shift with a bunch of new viable units and all the new units in the future being power creeps? I don't know. But I'm expecting great stuff from 3.0, and I'm expecting it to be a lot because at some level, this is just a quick side thing as well. Penacony felt like almost like stop in our journey, like more of a look into our past, teasing the future kind of pit stop in terms of story. So I feel like the next planet will actually be where a lot of stuff actually goes down. Not to say that stuff didn't go down in Penacony, but like, more just stuff. I don't know how to say it. So going back to the banners, I feel like all of this is once again time for us to breathe, catch our breath, and regroup before the next big banners. With that said, you don't have to pull. You really don't. Because if you're doing fine right now and you're clearing endgame content well, all of this is just personal preference. You don't need to pull to keep up the meta, right? If you're barely clearing MOC right now with like 36 stars, honestly, you might feel like you need to pull, but you actually don't. You just have to get better traces, better relics. If your traces are max ready, you can always just get better relics or just pull supports, universal upgrade for your account. And trust me, with correct team building and, just incremental upgrades from playing, you will get stronger and you'll be able to clear. Sure, power creep is a thing. Enemy health pools are getting bigger, but your account's also always getting stronger. Your account never gets weaker unless you delete relics. And if you're in a place where you're not even clearing endgame content right now, don't feel the need to buy into this whole new team archetype of follow-up attacks and stuff because everyone's going to say it's strong. The current MOC is biased towards it. Everyone will be zero cycling it. But what happens when that MOC goes away and stuff like that, right? You don't have to buy into it. Just focus on your supports. Just make solid teams. It's better to have one solid team that's not exactly the most strong in the game right now rather than a bunch of teams that are half-made. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go edit this video and then go on stream and pull for Feixiao and Robin. I haven't pulled so much in a while. And also Feixiao's signature light cone. So if you want to watch that, catch me live on Twitch. I'll probably be streaming right now as this video goes live. And also for the next couple of days, basically the entire week, testing out Feixiao, trying to be the #1 Feixiao main, getting her the best relics and testing her out in a bunch of different teams. I'm just going to play a lot of Mo's, because I'm going to raise Mo's and build him because I think it's cool. And also I don't have much other options. But yeah, see you there. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye.